Italy didn't lose World War II because it fought badly. It didn't lose because its soldiers lacked courage or because its ships were poorly designed. Italy lost because the war it entered demanded resources it could never provide. Long before its armies collapsed, long before Allied troops landed on its shores, long before its government fell apart, Italy's defeat was already locked in by a problem that couldn't be solved with bravery, tactics, or ambition. Italy wasn't defeated by the enemy first. It was defeated by reality. 1. The illusion of Mediterranean power. In 1940, Italy looked like a serious military power. It possessed one of the largest navies in Europe. Its fleet included modern battleships, fast cruisers, and a large submarine force. Its geographic position placed it at the center of the Mediterranean, controlling vital sea routes between Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. On maps, Italy appeared perfectly positioned to dominate the region, control the Mediterranean, and Italy could protect its empire, supply its armies, and pressure Britain across multiple fronts. For Mussolini and Italy's leadership, this geography felt like destiny. But modern war doesn't reward position alone. It rewards sustainability. And sustainability was the one thing Italy never had. 2. The resource that decided everything. Modern war consumes many things: steel, manpower, ammunition. But it consumes fuel faster than anything else. Fuel moves armies. Fuel powers navies. Fuel determines how often aircraft can fly. Italy produced almost no oil of its own. Every gallon had to be imported. Every import had to cross the Mediterranean. Every shipment was vulnerable. Unlike Germany, Italy had no large industrial hinterland. Unlike Japan, it had no nearby oil fields to seize. And unlike Britain, it had no secure oceanic lifeline protected by global naval dominance. From the first day Italy entered the war, its fuel supply was a ticking clock. 3. A navy that couldn't afford to fight. On paper, Italy's navy was formidable. In practice, it was trapped by what it could not replace. As British submarines and aircraft began targeting Italian shipping, fuel losses mounted. Tankers were sunk. Ports were bombed. Convoys grew thinner. Italian commanders faced an impossible calculation. Every major naval sortie consumed fuel that could not easily be replaced. A damaged battleship could be repaired. A sunk tanker could not. So operations became cautious. Then rare. Then nearly non-existent. By 1941, Italy possessed a fleet that still existed, but could no longer be risked. A navy that cannot sail is not a navy. It is a symbol of power without the ability to act. 4. The chain reaction in North Africa. Fuel shortages at sea quickly spread to land. Without fuel, the Navy could not protect supply convoys. Without protection, convoys were sunk. Without convoys, North Africa went hungry. Italian and German forces in Libya and Egypt did not collapse because they lacked skill. They collapsed because supplies stopped arriving. Offensives would begin with confidence. Armored columns would advance. British positions would be pushed back. And then, everything would stop. Fuel trucks failed to arrive. Ammunition ran low. Food shipments vanished. Tanks without fuel became immobile targets. Trucks were abandoned in the desert. Entire units were forced to halt, not by enemy action, but by emptiness. War does not end when armies retreat. It ends when armies can no longer move. 5. Geography turned from advantage to trap. Italy's geography looked powerful on a map. In reality, it was unforgiving. A long coastline meant endless vulnerability. Narrow sea lanes meant predictable shipping routes. Ports lay within range of enemy aircraft. The Mediterranean offered no depth, no distance, no place to disappear. British intelligence tracked Italian movements. British submarines waited along known routes. British aircraft struck ports and harbors repeatedly. Italy needed total dominance of the Mediterranean to survive. Partial control was not enough. And total control was something Italy never achieved. 6. When systems begin to fail. Fuel shortages did not remain a military problem. Industry slowed as raw materials failed to arrive. Factories reduced output. Transportation networks weakened. Civilians felt the pressure next. Food shortages appeared. Rationing tightened. Morale fell. The Air Force suffered as well. Pilots flew fewer missions. Training was cut back. Aircraft sat grounded, not from damage, but from lack of fuel. This is how modern collapse unfolds. Not in a single disaster, but as one system failure triggers another, until nothing functions the way it should. 7. Why El Alamein was inevitable. El Alamein is often described as the moment Italy lost the war. But by the time that battle occurred, Italy's fate was already sealed. The battle did not cause collapse. It revealed it. Italy had already lost the ability to supply, reinforce, and sustain its forces. The battlefield outcome merely reflected a deeper failure that had been building for years. The war had become unwinnable long before the final blows were struck. Italy entered World War II with ambition, confidence, and impressive symbols of power. But symbols do not win wars. Italy had ships it could not fuel, armies it could not supply, an empire it could not sustain. Its soldiers fought bravely. Its engineers built capable machines. Its sailors stood ready. But none of it could overcome a system that was broken from the start. Wars are not decided by courage alone. They are decided by logistics, resources, and endurance. Italy lost not because its people failed, but because the war it chose demanded more than the nation could ever provide. Once that reality set in, every battle that followed was only a matter of time.